Oh, there it is. On top of that to make it sit further off of the pin. Welcome in. Hey, everybody. Anybody have any questions? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I am the Gathered Crafter, and we are on the Create With Us raid train right now. If I am new to you, I am usually on late night. So welcome in, and hello, Facebook and YouTube. We're actually streaming also to YouTube and Facebook because this is a demo train today. And so I'm going to be showing how to create a journal cover today. I love to make, hey Karen, hey Etta, hey Brains, Triple G. Hey, I'm seeing familiar names now. Hey, hi Tony. Um, we're going to be doing a demo, of course, because it's Create With Us today. We're going to be making a journal cover today, and so because of that, I'm streaming. Hopefully, it's working. It says it's working on my computer. Hopefully, it's working. It's live streamed to YouTube and to Facebook. So go look at The Gathered Crafter, and you'll be able to check this out later on if you want to make your own journal cover. Hi, Karen. How are you, sweetie? And there is going to be a kit, of course. There's going to be a kit, a limited kit. I was only able to make 8, so it's going to be a limited today. But if it's popular, I can definitely always create more. Let's see. Hey, there's Lori's raid. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thanks for coming along. This is the Create With Us raid train brought to us by Marlene's Crafts 22 and Sissy and Friends Crafting Cove. Thank you so much for hanging out. And thank you for Lori D 1973 for raiding into us. I was watching her make those beads, and that's really awesome. It makes me want to pull out my clay again. I haven't played with clay in a long time. And I do make beads, so I think it's perfect. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do, we're going to do a little strawberry giveaway. I love strawberries, and so it's a little strawberry ephemera pack. Let me go ahead and get that going, and then I'll tell you who I am if I'm new to you. I am the Gathered Crafter, so it's running right now. I'm the Gathered Crafter, and I like to do live demos, usually really late at night. So if you're up in the middle of the night, come hang out with us. We have a fun community, lots of chit chat. We make things, we sell craft supplies and handmade items. So I love to do junk journaling. That's my passion right now. And so one day a week we do demos on live on junk journaling. Another day we do any kind of craft. So we've done things from making rice paper to wax seals. Did someone just raid us? Someone else just raid? Tammy's Bargain Barn. Thank you so much for the raid. We're getting that giveaway. We're starting the giveaway right now just for some strawberry ephemera right now. And you're just in time for the demo. We're going to be making a junk journal today. So thank you so much for the raid. Make sure you go and follow Tammy's Bargain Barn. Make sure you go and follow Lori D 1973 and then our wonderful conductors Marlene's Crafts 22 and Sissy and Friends Crafting Cove. Get in that givey. I'm usually on super late at night. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with our train. So we're about to start making a journal. I'm kind of in a dark mode as it was listening to Lori on her show right before mine, and she said she's into the dark and the Halloween and dark stuff. I'm usually the polar opposite of that, but so I've been stretching myself this week. Oh, thank you, Cantrell. Get in to see if you get some of my strawberries. That's why it's my signature strawberries. So I always have something strawberry related. People always relate me with strawberries when they see strawberries. They call me over to see if I want to buy the strawberries. So, so strawberries are definitely a fun thing that I love to create with and decorate with too. So, we're going to make it. Like I said, I'm doing polar opposite. I'm challenging myself, and I dare everyone to challenge themselves every once in a while. One of my goals this year is to push myself a little bit, stretch myself a little bit more. Hey, Sissy, thanks so much. And So I like steampunk. I learned how to do more with steampunk last year. Been doing a little bit more with steampunk, but just starting to get into the dark romance and the grunge. And well, I love grunging stuff up, as you see on one of my little ATC cards I've been playing with. And we'll talk about these over the weekend. So if you are interested, definitely bookmark my shows. I'm booked all weekend. I've had a little bit of a break because we've been working on shipping and getting that all caught up. We're back this weekend. So I've been trying to do a little bit more. That's kind of a cross between, I guess you could say, grunge and cutesy with the little 50s chick. But I'm pushing myself today, and I'm going to do a little bit more of a darker theme. And so we're going to make a dark romance. It could go dark romance. It could go dark goth. It could go steampunk type of journal today. I'm going to show you what is in it. This is the kit, and I love to offer kits too. So I definitely, I'll pin this so in case anyone is interested in it. Where is it? There it is. It's right on top. Number one, if you go into my Buy It Now, number one demo book kit is what we're going to be playing with today. And so what it is, it's going to create a 5.5 by 8.5 inch book with velvet. So you're getting the velvet um, piece, it's black velvet. You're getting the thread to bind everything. We're only going to get to the cover today. It is going to be on video streaming, and there will be a video later this week that shows how to completely put it all together. So, not going to leave you hanging. And we do this kind of a demo a lot of times on my shows. So, definitely ever have any questions, come and ask me, and I'll be happy to whatever we're doing. If we have time to do it that night, I'll shift gears after a little bit, or I'll plan it for the next show. So definitely come in and ask if you have questions. But this is being recorded now. It's on Facebook and YouTube, and then the second half of it will also be on Facebook and YouTube towards the end of the week. So but this is what you get. You get the velvet, you get the thread to bind it, you get, this is the size. So like a half sheet of paper is what the size it's going to be, and it's going to have an 1.5 inch binding. We're going to make 2 signatures eventually in this book. Today, again, we're just going to get to the cover today. And then all the fun papers you're going to get. You're going to get a vintage script page from 1940, around 1943. The book that I'm pulling from is like 31 to 45, I think. Triple G, you're getting the little strawberry pack. Congratulations. That one's coming to you. Thank you for following. So you're going to get the script paper. You're going to get a vintage music sheet paper. You're going to get vintage line paper. 2 sheets. There should be 2 sheets in there. And then this is what we're going to play with today. Oh, I got my demo one instead of the kit one. Why are they? Oh, no. I have it packed. This one I had packed. That's why I had it packed for display. Here they are. So you're getting 6 of these pretty papers that you fold in half, and they'll end up signatures in your sheet. Actually, what I'm planning on doing, and I don't know if we'll get to this today. You're welcome, Triple G. Is I'm planning on tearing out and inking and gluing to the dark black. So that's how I'm going to use it. But you can do however you want. They're one-sided on it, so you can grunge up this side too, and that gives you double the papers in your signatures. So give me a book emoji if you are new to junk journaling. Give me a book emoji if this is something new to you. I just want to kind of gauge, because I don't want to miss anybody. But don't want to go too basic if everybody's junk journaling. So we have a lot of junk journals. Okay, Dalola, you're new to junk journaling. Awesome. Thank you. So if I'm throwing out words like signatures and folios, and you don't know, you're not sure what I'm talking about, please feel free to ask. There are no in my shows, there are never any silly questions, dumb questions, stupid questions. Never such a thing. Because if you have the question, I guarantee you 4 or 5 other people have the same question. So please, no judgment, no shame. Please ask the questions, because that's how we learn. And so definitely ask. Hi there. Hey, Shell. Um, hey, Julie. Julie, why are you not modded? Like, why is Julie not modded? Okay. So ask away if you have a question. I'm going to start now because we're already kind of 10 minutes in. Again, that's the kit. If you're interested in the kit, if you're interested in elements of the kit towards the end, let me know and I can break it apart and we can do different pieces. But that's and there's also a lot of other things too. If you're not into the dark, there's fairies and there's all strawberries. There's all kinds of stuff in the bin. So feel free to go and peek out at the bin and see if there's something there for you. And I'm always making new things. So definitely come check us out. So this is the kit. Like I said, we're going to work on the cover today. And then again, check out the videos for how to put the folio part together. But let's get started. So we already have these pieces cut. I know. Shocker, right, Karen? There's strawberries in the bin. See, she knows. Karen knows. I wanted to try something, but it's not. I haven't used an iron in I don't know how many years because we usually use a steamer or we use wrinkle shield spray now or we don't iron. So my daughter and I were like frantically searching for the iron a little while ago because I wanted to show a technique. I'm going to try it, but I don't know if my iron's going to work. But we're going to try it anyway because I want to show. I've been wanting to show this on my show. I also do live thrifting on the weekends, on usually Fridays. And this is something that we all got and I said, okay, I'm going to grab it and then we can divide it out however. And we haven't done that yet because I wanted to show this technique before we did that. And what this technique is, and I think it needs to be a hotter iron, is embossing on fabric with a rubber stamp. So you cannot do this with a clear polymer, with one of the clear acrylic stamps, one of the newer stamps. It has to be a old school red rubber, or in this case, a gray rubber wooden stamp, because those other ones are going to melt under the heat of the iron. So you have to have an old school stamp. It's got to be a nice clear image. It's got to be a chunky image. Let me show you some of the ones I have, and if you're interested in any of these stamps, just let me know. If I can get over here, you got also know them. I'm still in the middle of organizing stuff. Seems like it's been an epic journey, but here's some of the other. Something like this would be good because it's a thick line, it's spaced out, it's wide enough. Think about a print that you would see on fabric. So you're going to want, yay, Allie, you made it. So you're going to want something big and bold. A big, bold, red rubber, old school stamp will work with this. Another one I thought might be pretty is this one. We could try this one maybe. That one could be pretty. Um, Something like this. I had it's called quatrefoil. It's that really pretty, like flourishy type of design that's on some fabrics that have the texture like curtain kind of fabric. I have one somewhere and I cannot find it. That's what I wanted to use, but we're going to use something. So if you have a big background stamp like this, it's nice because it covers a lot of area, but you don't need it. You just need something with a bold image. You just have to repeat it more often. Um, Here's another one. Oh, that one's really chopping on it. Even words. If you wanted to do words, this is a nice big, bold, chunky word that would show up well. So that's the kind of thing. Yes, don't do this in the dryer. Yeah, I know the dryer. Exactly. The dryers are iron too. So if you have an iron, I haven't tried it with a craft iron. If you have a heat press, it would work with that. Definitely would work with that. I just have our old, and I'm like tapping everything. I just have our old school iron. This wasn't the one I wanted to try. This is the one I wanted to try. So we're going to see if it works. I don't know if I have my heat up enough. Yeah, see, it's not even hot enough yet. See, I've got it here and it's still blinking. And you don't want steam in it. So I can't remember where it needs to be in order to not have steam, because there's some water in here right now, and I don't want the water. I think my husband still irons. That's why there's water in here. I don't. Um, no, Julie is our class. I can say class clown, but she's our silly girl. You fought with your stamps? Oh no, Allie, I missed it. Okay, I'm just trying to see what we cut up. So what we're gonna do is, if this works, you're going to put your stamp upside down like this, so that the rubber is. I keep saying red rubber. This was somebody else's design, obviously, and not red, but it's the right kind of rubber that's not going to melt. Up, forward, and then you're going to put of course, the velvet side down on your fabric. Now, see how this could, if you've got a big piece like this, how it's going to take a while. Um, if you have a littler stamp, so the bigger stamp you have, the better. I'm just really curious. I want to try it. It's not even heating up, so I don't know if this is going to work, because I can't look at it's all. I can't even tell what side is the right setting. We might just go past this, but I was hoping that it was going to warm up so we could try it. And then you just kind of press down. You go press down, so you don't want to rub. You want to just press straight down, just like you do with vinyl or anything else. And then you're going to keep it there. I don't think this is going to be long enough because it's not hot. You need a hot iron, and that's why you don't use the clear stamps, because all you'll do is end up melting your stamp. Oh, it looks like it started doing the image. I bet if I left it a little longer, it might have done something. Yeah, it's not doing it. It's not hot enough. But that is how you do it. If you have something and you want to try it and you want to pull out your iron and dust it off, if you have one. Oh, that got hot all of a sudden. Let's try again. I'm going to hold it down. We're going to see what happens. We do this kind of stuff on my show all the time. Somebody says, I wonder if this will happen. And if I have this stuff around me, I'll go grab it and then we try it. We do this stuff all the time. So if you like to do test lab stuff like this, or want somebody else to test it and you not do it, then come over to my show, because we'll do it. As long as within reason. Okay. Yeah, it's not going to do it. It started to. I don't know if you could see. Can you see it? It's starting to. I just lifted it too soon. Can you see it a little bit there? It was starting to do it. Yes, comment saying, I don't know. Let's see what happens. That's what we do. That's the kind of teacher I was too. I used to teach. So it did work. It's not showing up. Can you kind of see it right here? It actually did work. If I had held it a little bit longer, it would have made a thicker, bigger impression. So I'm going to move over, and you're going to stamp on your fabric. And when you stamp a background like this, actually, let me put it on this one. And when you stamp with yeah, it did work just a little bit, and maybe I need to put more pressure. So I'm pushing down a little bit harder this time. It is hot. I know it's only supposed to be for a few seconds. There you go. That one was a little bit better. I'm getting there. See it? There it is. It worked. Isn't that cool? And the wider the line you have, yeah, isn't that cool? So the thicker line you have, the bolder image, the better the impression is going to be. We are working with some thin lines, but here, right here, I can clearly see it here. If it's not showing up, well, yeah, it is not showing up on the camera. So, yay! So I'm going to keep doing this a little bit. And when you do a background, it's like when you rubber stamp. Yes, the pile in the velvet will heat and crush. Um, you might be able to do it on velour. I haven't tried velour. But anything else, you would need to actually have some craft ink and stamp. So you can definitely make images on other fabrics, cottons and things like that. But I wouldn't do anything with polyester in it because you'll just melt the fabric. But if it's a cotton fabric and you have craft ink or pigment ink, you can stamp it. There we go. See, now it's working. The iron just needed to be hot enough. That one even came out better. Isn't that cool? So, if you're going to stamp on fabric, going to want to use, you can use even Tim Holtz oxides, as I don't have any oxides on my table. So you can use oxides. You can use a craft or a pigment ink, and then heat set it. Stamp on your fabric if it's cotton. Put another cloth over it so you don't get the residue on your iron, and then heat set it for a few seconds, and that'll set it in. It still wasn't completely permanent, but you can't wash it. I used to do that with my kids. I would put their handprints on hats and T-shirts for their grandparents, and I would just stamp their little hands with a craft ink and then put them down. I'd heat set it, and my parents still have those things from 20 years ago. Faded a little bit, but they still have them and use them. So that's how you would use rake other fabric. But velvet, yes, if you had velvet ribbon with a little stamp, yes, just be careful with your fingers when you're pressing. Um, but yes, definitely don't do this. This is definitely for old school stamps. Your new ones, anything that's clear, is going to melt. So they don't resist the heat as well. So let's just try this a couple more times. And then I think you've got the gist of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the cover. So this does take time. Yes, a heat and press would work. Yep, you can get that nice and hot. And yeah, you would do the same thing. Just put the stamp on the base, put the velvet over, and then just press down for a few seconds and then release. And then just move your stamp around. There we go. That one even came out better. So it's working. I'm so happy. And then a technique to remember, if you notice I'm twisting my fabric around. Isn't that cool? This is really cool to do around the holidays. I used to get the velvet bags. You know how they always have the velvet wine bags? Hardly ever used them for wine, but I would get the velvet bags and I would do this treatment on them and then stuff gifts in them. You can personalize it if you have some. I know there's a they're coming out with the red rubber to carve and create on your own now. If you got some of that and you used, I think it goes through a Cricut. If you used it to make a monogram, wouldn't that be cool? You can make monogrammed velvet bags. That would be great for a wedding. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. So what you would do is go all over your fabric, and I guess I probably should. Um, what time are we at? I'll go a couple more times. So what you're going to want to do is move your fabric around so that the image doesn't look cookie cutter all the way across. And then you're also going to want it to hang off a little bit too. Same way, that's a ink rubber stamping technique as well. And that's just so that it's more varied. When you next time you look at a piece of scrapbook paper or wrapping paper, look at the pattern. It's never, or it shouldn't be, cookie cutter exactly the same over. You're going to see variances. There's going to be some movement. The image is going to be tilted one way and then the other way. Some of them are going to hang off the paper, and that's what makes that interesting composition on your piece when you do that. So you want to try to remember that when you're doing this kind of a technique too. Let's see, I'll do one more. This one came out really good. This one right there. So you're kind of trying to pay attention to so you don't double over another piece that you've done. It's fun. And depending on it changes with the colors too. Black's always pretty, but reds, deep blues, purples, even the lighter colors will come out pretty too. Just make sure your image is bold. Like for Easter, it'd be fun to do like little Easter eggs or something, or some tulips. So that's the technique. That's all we needed to do. We just needed to let the iron heat up and remember how to use an iron. Thanks. So that's something you can try if you have a stamp. I do have some here. I don't have a ton of them here with me right now because I know I have more backgrounds. But again, just a big, bold looking stamp. Something that you would emboss with powders with too is probably a safe bet that will work well with a velvet. Thanks. So I'm just going to go around because I do want to cover a book with this. And this will go with our butterflies with a flower. Yes, doesn't it look pretty? I don't know if it, no, it's through. It did it. And when it's hot enough, you can see it on the other side and it just comes through. There it is. So let's see. Put one here. And I'm putting it on the wider part of the iron too. And I'm just holding it. I'm not even counting because I'm too busy talking. Oh, you see smoke. That's time. I just saw smoke. I'm like, oh, I better lift it. It got hot enough. And it does need to be a dry iron, dry fabric and dry iron. And the fibers just kind of press down. Let's see, we'll add one more over here. And then we'll start building the cover. If you have any questions, just let me know. If I don't catch it, I know my mods will. It's so funny using a iron. I have a teeny tiny little craft iron. I kind of want to try it. I don't know if it gets hot enough. Like one of those little portables is like this big. Or like the little mini press. Mini press would probably work, especially with smaller stamps and smaller little pieces. Like if you were just doing something like this for the front of a junk journal. Yep. They do get hot. Yeah, I know those do. My little one that I have, I don't know how, I don't think it gets hot enough. But the mini, I know the Cricut mini press as well. I'm going to leave that on right now in case we want to do more later. Let's see. You can kind of see it. That was kind of hard to see on camera, but they're there. I think I got it. One more. Need one more here, and then I will be satisfied with this piece. Oh, this is actually an old Stampin' Up thing I learned back in my Stampin' Up days. I used to do this demo 25 years ago. Yeah, I used to be a Stampin' Up demo, so if you want to know different stamp techniques and stuff, or you have a question on how to do certain things, just let me know. A lot of them seem to be coming back, and this was one that I haven't seen in a long time, but would be so pretty for junk journaling. So there we go. We've got our own custom pressed velvet, embossed velvet. Now let's make the cover. Now I gotta jump over here. Hi, Melinda. Let's see. I've got a mess around me, of course, as always. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, you can see my mess everywhere. But it's good to have it high today because you need to see what we're doing. Okay, so again, this is part of the butterfly kit. You do get a full piece of... Yes, exactly, Julie. Whimsical Birdies, good point. Go upcycle. We go thrifting all the time. Let's go. We could go searching for velvet tops and start doing this technique. Yes, always think out of the box. Where can you, and it's saving something from a landfill, all the better. So in the kit, you're going to get everything cut. What this is, I'll tell you what it is an 8.5 by 11 piece of chipboard, or just a cereal box will work. Cereal box, soda box, even corrugated cardboard would work because you are covering it all. I just happen to have a lot of this, and so if you know me, I usually send it with my papers, and then I use it all the time for card bases. So I have this at the ready for me, so that's why I put that in the kit. But this can be cereal boxes, pasta boxes, whatever you have on hand. And you can make it whatever size you want too. It's up to the size you want. In fact, I saw the other day on YouTube, and I was kind of excited about it because we talked about this before. Those old fashioned photo books that our moms, or you might have known a grandma or a mom that made them with fabric covered and had the plushie. So they were kind of plushy because they had batting in them and the lace all around them with the frame in the front. They are coming back. I have seen people making them in new videos, and so we will probably be making those at some point. Yeah, I have. I used to make them all the time. Um, I actually have one on the steps, and I was going to bring it over, and I forgot to bring it over. Um, yeah, so they're apparently coming back. They're very cottage core when you think about it. So they are coming back, and so I've seen tutorials. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a tutorial because I lived it too. So yep. So yeah, apparently they are coming back. Um, but that's not what we're going to do today. Today we're going to do. So you're going to want two pieces, and I should have written this. Oh, I hope this works. Please work. It works. So this is going to be 5.5. Ooh, not very good though. By 8.5. So you're going to want two of these. Oh, that's awful. You can't even see that. Um, let's see if my little whimsical birdie made this for me. There we go. That's much better. So you're going to need two 5.5 by 8.5 inch pieces. And again, this is supposedly on Hi Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and it'll be there in my live streams. So you need two 5.5 and 8 by 8.5 pieces. And then we're going to use for our spine today. It's one, oh gosh, 1.5. 1.5 by 8.5 strip of board. So that's what we're using. Oh, that's fun, Joe Poskus. That would be cute with jeans. I've been wanting to do. I have a bundle of jean stuff, denim stuff that I've been wanting to use, and I have not. I need to do that. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay my fabric, and this will work with whatever fabric you have, whether it's velvet or something else. So you're going to lay out your piece of fabric. To figure out what size of fabric you need, I don't measure it. I honestly just put my pieces of cardboard down. You want to line them up so that you have just the tiniest little bit of a space between your spine and your cover, because you need to give it a hinge to be able to move and flex. If you don't do that, it's going to keep getting caught on itself in the groove there between the cardboards. So you want to make sure that you leave little spaces in there. And then I pretty much just cut maybe a 2 or 3 inch margin away from the cardboard. And that's how I measure. Scissors. So now when we fold this, it's going to be a lot of bulk in the corners. So what you want to do is thin down your corner by cutting off the corners. So we're just going to miter the edges, the corners, and we're going to eyeball. Let's see, you can't see that. Let me move this. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to cut off this triangle here. So we're going to miter it. And we're literally just eyeballing it and cutting across. As long as you leave a teeny little bit, you're good. And I'm going to come over to this edge. Does it have to be a perfect triangle? No. You just start leaving, especially with the velvet. You just, can you see? Yeah, you can't see that one. There we go. I need one of those cameras that follows your movement. Have you seen those? It's on my list. And then this one here. And we're going to miter that. There we go. Thank you, Julie, for adding those measurements in. So that's where we are now. Again, we already embossed. We were doing, for those of you that joined us, we embossed the front of this velvet. And if we have time later, I can show it again. How are we doing on time? Oh, got a whole half hour still. Um, so we've got everything perfectly centered. I'm going to use, I'm going to use fabric tack to get this glued down. And what did I do with my clips? I use fabric tack. It bonds really well. I'm going to go right across. If you want to tack a little bit on the front, you can. And I think with this, it will be good. I've done this with my faux leather before. I just tack the corners because I don't want too much of it to seep through fabric. If you're using a thinner fabric, just be careful because it will seep through and it could leave a shadow. So not too much on the front if you're going to do something on the front. And that will keep it in place. I'm going to do the same thing here. Again, leave just a little bit of a line there. So you want a little bit of space. But you don't want this. This is too wide. This is good. Just put some more in the corners. I feel, Julie, I hear you in my head like a golf announcer. Carmen is now using fabric tack glue. That's what I hear in my head. I know I'm a big dork. Now I'm just gonna glue. I know it's gonna go over a little bit. We can always trim a little bit. Um, that's exactly how you said it. And go across here and catch all of it. Time to get a new glue bottle. Good thing I have one in reserve. And these first two, you don't have to be too careful. Just get it down. Let's see, we got a nice miter in the corner because we cut it right down to the point, and just drop it. I might trim some of this because I was gonna do paper. Paper might change because I might want something thicker with the velvet. Now I'm gonna go over here and add this side. I craft with with a general idea in mind, but not with the final end completely pictured in my head, because I don't want disappointment when I'm done. I want to have fun. I'm crafting. This isn't supposed to be a certain rules. I've got an idea. I'm being creative, and I'm going to go with it. Um, Sometimes that journey you go on with leaving it being a little open and flexible to it um, allows for even better project than you could imagine. So always be open. Hey, Cynthia. Here's where these two sides are where you're going to want to make sure you're snug, because you're not going to want bubbles on the front of your book. Now I know there's a lot of different techniques on covering with fabric. Some people will cut. There's another way where you can cover the covers and then do a different strip of fabric. You could cover like with paper or anything else, and then you use a long strip of fabric for the middle binding, and you fold it over itself. You kind of just wrap it from the outside over to the inside, and it covers all this too. So I've done those types as well. This is just one way, so there's a lot of ways. And see, there's our cover, and there's our pretty embossing. You can see it better. Almost wish I had one right there, but it's okay. So, and that's the final size of it will be. Minus all the little glue and glittery. Definitely will need a lint brush. But that's gonna be, hello. That's the final size of it. So now, I wish I knew what I did. There it is. So you want to cover this stuff. You want to cover as soon as you're done using it because it gets gooey on you fast. Okay, so now I'm going to take, you have enough in the kit. If you do get the kit, you have enough in the kit to make pages with these. So 6, you have 8. That's what I'm trying to say. You have 6 to play with the pictures on the paper, and then you have 2 to work on the cover and whatever else you want to do. You have glue boo. You have as I call it, a glue boo. You have a glue boo extra piece. So a glue boo is when you make a boo boo with your glue. And yes, I thought that up the other day. It's a glue boo. And so this one's going to be, it's 8.5 long. So I'm going to say, I'm going to do 7.5. I'm going to cut it down to 7.5. So I'm going to cut right here. Oops, excuse me. Sorry for all the shaking. I'm going to do it this way. Because it's going to get cut down. This covering paper is going to get cut down to 7.5. You could use another good thing that would be in here, because if you have wallpaper, that would be a good one to use in here because it's thicker. Upholstery fabrics, you could use another piece of fabric and just put it in here as well. I'm just going to use my paper. And I'm still going to use fabric tack because I'm gluing the paper onto the fabric. And I don't think I'm going to trim it down any. I think I'm going to let it be. I don't know. Maybe I'll trim down a little bit. Because I like that it's covering and it's nice. It's not bulk. It's not putting a lot of bulk. But I'll go ahead and trim down like 1 inch here. So this is optional. You could leave it. And I could use that for something else. And then you want to make sure that anything that folds over when you mitered, that it's tacked down. Oh. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with it. I'm kind of okay with the way it was. The way it is. I'm just going to even this out a little. It's not creating bulk like I thought it was. If it's too bulky, then trim it down a little. But you don't have to. And I'm going to glue this mitered piece down. Just a little bit. And you can use other glues too. It's just I like to work fast, and fabric tack definitely helps you work faster. Fabric tack and art glitter glue. Fabric tack for fabric and trims. Art glitter glue for papers and glitter. And or when you're putting on like little plasticky type, glittery type pieces onto your projects. And there's a definite difference on how fast it sets up. Okay, those are all set now. I guess I needed it to use this. So this is my 7.5 by 11 piece of paper, and I'm just going to take the piece that moves. You take your smaller piece and you put the glue to that, and then you move that around as opposed to the other way. And I'm just gonna put glue all along. I'm probably gonna put some in the middle too, because this won't show through like it will on the fabric. You could spread it out if you want. I know a lot of people will go and they'll take their finger and spread it out, or a spatula or something. I'm just going to leave it because I don't think the lines it makes that big of a difference, if it shows at all. And I want to get to the creative part, not the book part. And that's a little off. I just realized, but it's already stuck. Oh, there it goes. I'm like, that's a little off, but it did let me move it a little, so good. I'll just let that set up. And then find that center, or that fold, and fold it. Find the other fold. You could, you know what would be pretty inside this? A piece of satin. If we had black satin to do the inside lining, wouldn't that be pretty? Well, there's your cover. We got it done in 45 minutes, plus embossed it. So that's how you make a cover. A fabric cover. Can't talk. Any questions? I'll show the embossed technique again, but I don't. Can you? Let's see. So I've got one there. There's another piece here. This I definitely. This might be my front because I've got more on it. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I think that'll be the front. So that's how to create a cover. Again, I have the kit. I'll show the and you know I could start some of it. I don't think we're gonna get to it all. Another. I'll be doing another tutorial, and then, like I said, this weekend there'll be a video on YouTube and Facebook with the inside part. But again, you're getting with that kit, you're getting all the chipboard already cut for you. You're getting the the velvet. It will not be embossed for you. So if you want to play with embossing, I showed you how to do that. But you will get the velvet. You get 6 of these different butterfly images. Let me show you the different images here. So they're a little dark. I'm going to grunge them up a little. These are the images. They are on heavyweight. Thanks, Julie. This is part of a curated library that I have. And then I made them onto the paper. So they were single images, and then I moved them over to the paper form so that they'll fold into a folio. You can use these as a page itself and then grunge up the back here, which will give you more paper. Or what I kind of want, and maybe I'll do a little mix of both. I don't know. And what I was going to do is actually rip them out, ink them, and then glue them onto the black. And you get 8 pages of the black. You get the skein of yarn to bind it when you make your 2 signatures. You get a vintage script paper from the 1940s time. You get 2 of these line papers. I don't know, I don't have 2 in here, but you get 2. Oh, this pack had 2. 2 of those. A vintage song sheet, and it's nice because it's just the notes and not. Oh, there it is. It was hiding, and not the words. So it's all occasion, and then the chipboard. So that's the whole pack. Hey, Marla. How are you, sweetie? So we're going to keep building this. Again, my bins are full. This is the Dark Butterfly book. If we do end up having any buyers, I do have a buyer's giveaway. It's going to be my Gathered Crafters stickers plus a Alice and a strawberry ephemera pack. Oh, thank you, Marla. Yeah, we needed to pause so that we could get all the shipping done. And now, if you look at my schedule for the rest of the weekend, you're going to get sick of me. I'm going to be busy every day for the rest of this week. So, the kits are $25, and you're getting everything in it. Plus, you'll have the YouTube video to go refer to. You ever have a question from me, feel free to message me. Aw, thank you, Marla. We just need our depends, right, Marla? So again, you're getting vintage paper, the velvet, and all of these printed pages. So let's see. I can start making the signature so you can see what I had in mind. But we'll do 2 different ways. So boxes. Yes, you could use boxes. You need depends, not that it depends. So does anyone want to see did anyone come in late and want to see the embossing of the velvet again? Embossing of the velvet. That sounds funny. Yes? Okay. So I'm going to use that pretty little image we had before. And I do have, if anyone wants a stamp, I have those too working on. Um, let's see. So this is the one I did on the book. I'm gonna try. We're gonna try a couple. So this is a Christmas one. Let's see what that looks like. Cause it's got a nice big bold image. I want to see what that looks like. Why is it blinking? It should be blinking. It should be sitting there nice and hot now. Iron. I'm trying to walk around the. So what you'll need is your iron on a hot setting, or if you have an easy press, you can use easy press. That would work great too. And you go straight down. Don't rub, just press straight down and hold it. You've got the pile of the velvet is on the stamp. Guess I should have said that. And this will not work with the new clear stamps. It will not work with photopolymer. It will not work with the cling stamps. Those will melt. It only works with the old rubber stamps. Red rubber. Okay, thank you. Thank you. 10 minutes. Oh, I think the rubber needs to warm up too. Or maybe. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, it's not hot again. How did it cool off? I left it exactly where we had it. I wonder if it's got some kind of safety thing. We talked about this at the beginning. We don't use irons anymore, so it's like trying to figure out how to use things again. I remember we were at oh no, my right when my mom was starting to get a little sicker, she was starting to pull like some of the tapes, cassette tapes and things out. Um, yeah, I think that's what it did. Is it went to an auto shut off because it wasn't moving around because it's blinking again like it has to warm up. Yeah, look at them because you get a whole new avenue here with velvet. Um, yeah, it took us a few presses before it was working earlier. But all I was saying was my mom had pulled out a bunch of cassette tapes and the kids didn't know what they were like, and I was trying to show them what they were, and I had a hard time trying to figure out, okay, how do we use this? What do we do with it? Yeah, it's not hot enough because this image should come out really well with this big piece. It's just not. I don't even have anything to like make it warm. Um, that and CDs. I couldn't remember. I couldn't believe that I forgot how to use a CD player too. Yes, a new use for old rubber stamps. And you can find them all over Whatnot. I have a lot of them. Um, I don't know if Critter Chop still has some. Emily's another one that has a lot of red rubber stamps. Um, it's starting to. It that one started. It was really pretty with the. I don't want to. There's the flower right there. I have to do something with that. I should get some of my other velvet. Here's another piece. We're back in test lab mode. I do this a lot on my shows. So if you like trying to figure out new things and stuff like this, come hang out with us. We do this on my shows. There it goes. Oh, maybe it isn't so great with the thicker stamp. Maybe it is nicer with the thinner. I mean, that one has like a really thick image. You can kind of see it. But maybe it does work better. I don't know. We've got like, what, 5 minutes? Let's try it out. Let's see what else we can do with it. This one didn't. Let me see. Here, I'll show this one again because I know this one worked. So you're going to put it face up. The rubber is facing up. Your velvet, the right side of it's facing down onto the rubber. Try to get as much of the image as I can. Hot iron or heat press. And I couldn't tell you what degree to put the heat press on. You'll have to test it. And then just push down for a few seconds. Don't want to rub it because that's gonna, you want it straight down, straight up. That one worked. You can see it in there. I think I went over another one. But it takes a few. I would do some test ones beforehand because obviously you can see that it takes a little bit of time to warm up. But after you do a few test runs, it comes out so pretty. I'll show you here what we ended up with because we didn't think it was going to work at first either. But now it's, see how nice they came out after it was nice and warm. I really wish I had one right there. Hey, Laura. Yep, we made a book cover and we embossed velvet. I wouldn't leave it more for like 4 or 5 seconds. So yeah, you just have to kind of play with it. Every iron is going to be different. You're just going to have to heat it up, do some test pieces, and then um, you just kind of go on a roll. And if you were in here earlier, you saw we struggled with it a little bit at first, but then once it started, we were getting these really nice images, and it's just there. It's pressed in. So you can make your own custom. You can do, if you had monograms, you can make a custom monogram. Wouldn't that be neat to do for like a grandparent or something and put like the monogram on the front of an embossed velvet and then put pictures of the grandkids or um, your own diary. Says moms a lot of the time do not record our thoughts and stuff for our kids. So wouldn't that be great to put your monogram on front of something like this and then put your signatures in and then just journal about your thoughts and your feelings and things that you want to tell your family, to have that record. So that would be another neat way to use this. So that is making the cover. Again, this will be on YouTube and Facebook, I hope, because it's showing me that it is. Sometimes it's a little wonky. So if it doesn't show up, we'll definitely do a demo of it again. But that's how to make the cover. And then just kind of watch YouTube. I'll be doing the inside of this journal soon, and there'll be a video up there. So that is that. Again, this is part of the kit if you're just coming in. We've got 4 minutes. Let's see. I've got lighter velvet. Let's try it out. And this is what we do in this is exactly what we do in my show. Somebody asks, what would it look like on this? And so we go and we try it on that. No, let's try blue. We have a pretty silver here. I'm trying to find something. Here's a bright green. Let's try it on this. Again, just put down your stamp and make sure that the velvet's smooth on the fuzzy side is down on the rubber. And then have a hot iron. And this might take a few presses for you to get the right heat, but once it heats up, I think the rubber has to heat up a little bit too. And once it does, you keep pressing and it works just like it did on the black. So we will see right now what this does. Oh, yeah, that looks like that worked. Ooh, look at that. Can you see that? Here it looks really embossed. So yeah, I've got it on the highest setting. Oops, I'll do another one here. And you're going to want it on the flat part that doesn't have a lot of the steam holes on your iron. An easy press would be nice because you won't have those steam holes. But back when I learned this, there was no such thing as a easy press. Oh, nice. 2 minutes. Okay, last call for anything. There it is again. Oh, that did come out pretty. It does come out really pretty. So light and dark. Again, this is part of the velvet kit. Yes, I did. I demoed how to emboss velvet, and then we made this cover. So we got this cover done. And we'll be making the insides of this cover soon. So if you don't catch the live, it will be on. I'm going to record it so that it streams to YouTube and Facebook. Yep, they're right here at the bottom. So the kit does have the velvet in it, the black velvet, 8 pages of black paper, and then the 6 dark butterfly prints. And then you also get the script paper from 1940s. You get some vintage music sheet paper, and you get 2 of the school line papers. And you also get the thread to bind it. So I will definitely show everybody how to do that. And I have videos already up on YouTube too with all this stuff too. So if anyone's interested in it and a little leery about it, can I get it done? Don't worry, I will definitely help you with it. So we are going to raid into Gia's Sweetbriar Cottage. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. Definitely keep going on with the train. There's a lot more to see. And we will come hang out with me sometime. And we'll see you again another day. But let's ride the train over to Gia. She is ready for us. So go ahead and throw strawberries in the chat. Thanks everybody for coming and hanging out with me. And we will see you soon. Bye.